It's weird even saying this, but SmackDown wasn't all that bad. My biggest wish from these wrestling shows is for something to happen. And my wish was granted. Kevin Owens almost word by word cut the promo I told you he's gonna cut. Drew McIntyre got transferred to SmackDown. Loved the LA Knight promo. Jey teased the WrestleMania choice. Charlotte. We did get Charlotte. And WWE ended the show with a cliffhanger. Whoa. That was not the highlight of the show. You see, people, SmackDown brought the big guns. We got Akira Tozawa on the show. WWE finally opened their eyes. SmackDown was struggling so hard they had to use a Raw superstar Akira Tozawa on their show. And I don't blame them. You do be needing that Akira Tozawa rub once in a while. So yes, people, I don't think SmackDown is better than Monday Night Raw by any means. But I quite actually enjoy this show. Maybe it's just that road to WrestleMania, but there's so much to talk about. And when I feel like after watching a SmackDown episode, I feel like there's something actually to talk about, it's progress. It's already progress, people. So let's talk about SmackDown. Jey Uso enters through the crowd, and the whole arena is fired up chanting, "Yeet." Well, obviously that's what they were chanting. He says it's time to choose his WrestleMania opponent. Cody Rhodes comes out, and Jey lays out his options. Challenge Cody for the WWE title, or stand beside him and go after the World Heavyweight Championship. Cody respects Jey's journey and tells him it's his choice to make. But before anything's decided, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga interrupt. People, you're either a yeet person or you're a person. Fatu says Cody stole the title from their family and tells Jey isn't the one to bring it back. We saw a brawl, Jey and Cody fight back, and they're standing tall, with a bunch of people chanting yeet. Of course, except for me, I was chanting yeah. I can't nail it. I can't do it as well as he does. Nobody can. Typical from WWE, obviously Jey Uso didn't make that challenge yet. He didn't make that choice. It's either going to be Gunther or Cody or whoever is going to be champion at WrestleMania. And I know we're not that interested in Gunther versus Jey Uso, it's not that interesting. But realistically speaking, Cody versus Jey Uso is not a very realistic match to me. I don't see that happening. There is one match I wouldn't actually hate though, which will surprise you. I'll talk about that in a second. But with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk being in the match together, could WWE make it a fatal 4-way with Cody? Or are we just eliminating CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns from that WWE Championship match? It's really interesting. It's really unpredictable. Keep it that way. I want to watch wrestling and speculate. We got Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven Elimination Chamber qualifying match. I love that, man. You know, WWE have the Royal Rumble, and now Elimination Chamber is basically, yeah, it's your other shot. If you didn't win the Rumble, you could win this. But obviously, you gotta earn that opportunity. You can't just enter the match. By the way, it doesn't make any sense. If the Royal Rumble is just around the corner, why wouldn't I enter? So we saw a nice finish with Bianca Belair hitting her finisher to Piper Niven, which is pretty impressive. So now we have Bianca and Liv Morgan in the qualifying match. So probably the Elimination Chamber is going to pick Rhea Ripley because I guess it's pretty obvious we're seeing Charlotte versus Tiffany, which is, by the way, a match WWE didn't thought is going to go the way it did. Obviously, I'm talking about Charlotte Flair not necessarily getting cheered. Aldis says Adam Pearce wants Hayes to face a Raw superstar, but Carmelo isn't having it. Then, Akira Tozawa shows up and Carmelo is like, yeah, sure, why not? Many would see it as an easy way out, but that's where WWE are trying to fool you, trying to work you, and you never work yourself into a shoot. Here's what is actually happening. Carmelo sees it as an opportunity. Everybody in their career wants to beat John Cena. You know, they want to beat The Rock, and they want to beat Akira Tozawa. So he saw the opportunity and grabbed it by the testicles. DIY hit the ring, calling themselves the best tag team in the world after beating Motor City Machine Guns twice. Pretty Deadly interrupt, reminding DIY how often they helped them retain the titles. We see Nick Aldis and he announces a match. If Pretty Deadly win, they get a title shot. DIY didn't want to do that because they're in street clothes, but Aldis makes it official. Can't argue with the man with the biggest balls in the world. Pretty decent match, but unfortunately the crowd are not that into Pretty Deadly as it seems like, or maybe they're doing their job. I don't know. You know, it seems like people are not that into them, but they're growing on me. You know, at least there's that. They won the match, and they are now facing DIY for the championships. Which is a very predictable match, very obvious match, but at least they got something serious going on. A tag team championship? It's pretty big. Backstage, Miz praises Andrade and offers to teach him. Andrade shuts him down though, saying, I already learned how to beat you. Oh my god, that means you're going to WrestleMania, to the main event of WrestleMania. You learn how to beat The Miz. A guy who lost 90% of the matches last year. Wow. Impressive. Cody walks in and Miz claims these new guys, man, this new generation, they have no respect. But you know what, Cody? I have your back. Cody isn't interested. But then Miz is being Miz. Man, will you and Jey still be friends if he challenges you at WrestleMania? Just Miz-Mizing, you know, that's what the Miz is, always stirring the pot. I think I told you that already, but the Miz being on SmackDown, it gives me hope. I like the Miz. I know not a lot of people do. I really like the Miz when he's serious. Majority of the time he's being this goofball and it works for him. He's very good at it. You know, he's the best at it probably, but I always prefer him when he's actually serious and he feels almost like a legitimate threat. People, Drew McIntyre is officially on SmackDown. He says getting eliminated at the Rumble made him realize he's always angry because Raw is a toxic mess. Now he's on SmackDown for Cody's WWE Championship. And you know what, people? I wouldn't actually hate that WrestleMania match. I know not a lot of people will feel like it's marquee enough. I know it's not gonna happen. I really wanna see Drew McIntyre as a WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. He got screwed in storyline, but when you really think about it, he legit got screwed. He's one of the most popular dudes on the roster, had the greatest rivalry of 2024. At this point, the fans want Drew McIntyre to win, not only because we know, we would get some really cool shit, but also he deserves it, like legitimately deserves to hold a main championship in the WWE. Jey Uso interrupts, saying Drew has to earn his spot for Elimination Chamber. Drew brushes him off, joking that he still can't tell him and Jey apart. Drew McIntyre was basically insinuating that you're probably jealous of your brother. The Yeet guy. Jey was like, I can yeet if I want, and I can no yeet if I want. It's not that impressive, I can do that too. I legitimately yeet. No yeet. As a matter of fact, I can do more. I can say shit Jey didn't say yet. Yeetamania, which, I hate that. And it's gonna happen. Yeetamania. Nah, it's gonna be Yeetmania. Yeetaholics. WWE will do it. Trust me on this. LA Knight shows up, cuts a quick promo, and sends a good message for men. If you feel like crying, let it all out. Yeah, man, it happens. We go through stuff. But there's a lie. That's all Drew McIntyre does. Then he randomly says, and I'm sorry, I just gotta get my stuff in. With everybody saying LA Knight, which made Drew McIntyre laugh. So we heard these rumors of Drew McIntyre being angry at LA Knight, and commentary kinda talked about it, not necessarily about LA Knight, but the fact that he left the arena. Maybe it was just all he worked, maybe he's not legitimately angry at LA Knight, maybe they made up, I don't know, but they're working together, which is awesome to see. Really glad to see that, whatever happened, didn't happen, I don't know, seems like everything is fine. They legitimately just had a match a week after Royal Rumble. So we saw Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy versus LA Knight, a qualifying match for Elimination Chamber, and I quite enjoyed it. Obviously, Jimmy doesn't have the aura that Jey has, which is really unfortunate. Hopefully, he will find something, that's really interesting and will get him a bit more over with the audience. Drew McIntyre, really happy to see him on SmackDown, maybe a fresh start, maybe something big. And LA Knight in a big match, I was like, maybe he's getting some sort of a push. Obviously, I told you I feel like he was wronged by the WWE. But no, people, he actually, great finish by the way, but he ate the pin. Drew McIntyre is going to Elimination Chamber, which is great. If I booked this match, I wouldn't book LA Knight in that one. LA Knight would qualify another match, so we would have both Drew McIntyre and LA Knight. It's really unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. I'm happy Drew McIntyre is going to be in that match, but it seems like LA Knight ate the pin for no reason other than WWE saying, yeah, we see him as a mid-carder. Jimmy couldn't eat the pin? A pre-recorded promo airs with Kevin Owens sitting in his car. He shows the scars on his face, saying they'll stay with him forever. But what really stings? Sami Zayn did nothing. He talked about how you did nothing when Cody tried to end my career, when he tried to game end me. You're a horrible friend and a disgusting human being. I'll make you pay. Love this promo exactly, almost word by word, what I told you he's going to say. That's the story. Kevin Owens is like, he tried to kill me. And you were watching. You're a horrible friend and a disgusting human being. Just Kevin Owens being Kevin Owens. Love this, but I wonder when this match is actually going to happen. Is it really happening at WrestleMania? I know we already had one, but now the story is so much better. I don't remember the story at WrestleMania 36 actually being that interesting. Then we saw Akira Tozawa versus Carmelo Hayes, and I guess Akira actually did better than expected, but Carmelo Hayes obviously won. Which made me really sad, you know. My expectations, my hype for Road to WrestleMania this year is over. My story is over, people. Like, Akira lost. No interest. See you in next year's Rumble review. Backstage, R-Truth is holding Tozawa, but drops him the second he sees Jey Uso. He hypes Jey, calling him King of the Ring, but Jey reminds him he actually won the Royal Rumble match and tells him to check on your boy. Cody walks in, and Jey says he wants a face-to-face with him, but has unfinished business with Gunther. He admits he's still undecided and walks away. Yeah, it's gonna be Gunther. It's gonna be Gunther, obviously. Charlotte Flair steps into the ring and asks the crowd if they love her or hate her, but either way, she hears money. She says they're obsessed with everything about her looks, her last name, her championships, and of course, did they really think she'd be gone for 14 months and not win the Royal Rumble? Yes, actually. I would say definitely. We did expect that. She starts talking about Tiffany Stratton, and we hear it's Tiffy time. Stratton hypes herself up, saying WWE didn't need Flair. Ticket sales went up, and she's at the top now. She dares Flair to pick her for WrestleMania. So when she beats her, she won't be the next Charlotte Flair. She'll be Tiffany Stratton, because now her name is Randall Keith Thornton. Flair isn't impressed, calling her a child begging to be made a star. Oh my god, we saw Nia Jax and Candice. Good god almighty, I got so excited, but you know, Nia says, I don't even need to win the Elimination Chamber, I'm gonna win the championship next week. Flair feels like things just got interesting. She's so out of touch with the WWE. Nia Jax is in the title picture, and then she says things got interesting. In all seriousness though, I feel like Tiffany will have to turn babyface. Nobody is gonna cheer for Charlotte Flair. I don't even know what WWE were thinking with it. So we saw a qualifying match, Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae. Obviously, big pop for Alexa. People are excited to see her, and she won the match with a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Pretty nice, she's gonna be in the Elimination Chamber match. The Street Profits cut a heel promo. Very serious presentation right here. Obviously, I appreciate that, like I told you in my Royal Rumble review, this is the best thing that could happen to them. They did it already, but it was for like a month, I guess, right? In the main event, we saw Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. A very fun match right here. It does have a bit of that filler feel, you know, a tag team match in the main event of SmackDown, where basically we're going to see a bunch of cool spots, but nothing of importance. And I'm saying this mostly because of, look at Monday Night Raw. We got CM Punk versus Sami Zayn in the main event of Raw qualifying match, one of the greatest Raw matches of all time. And on SmackDown, they're like, oh yeah, a tag team match, that will do. Whatever the case may be, it's still pretty fun, you know. The babyface team won the match as expected, and the show ends with like 30 seconds left, and Solo Sikoa makes his return. He's back, people. The unoriginal tribal chief. The fake-ass tribal chief, the no more tribal chief. Pretty good stuff though. I do expect Solo Sikoa to actually qualify, or he's going to face Cody in a WWE Championship match at Elimination Chamber, which, let's be honest, is not that exciting. But it's good to see Solo back. He's been missing, actually. At one point I've realized, you know what? Solo does actually add a lot to SmackDown. Once we didn't see him on the show, I was like, something's missing. And that was Solo. I've realized when thinking about the main guys in the WWE and the WrestleMania match, Solo is the most unpredictable one. I can't think of a single Solo match at WrestleMania. But people, that was your SmackDown. Obviously, I appreciate the fact that WWE ended the episode with a cliffhanger. That's what I want from my wrestling. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you did, and the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.